What's up, YouTube? Curtain6693 here to bring you gaming and anime news. Is there anything that I find interesting? Today, I want to talk about Splinter Cell franchise, the Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell franchise. Such a wonderful stealth franchise, such a wonderful game. At least the older ones, though. I mean, and the new ones are good. The new ones are good, but I'll get to that in a second. But I want to talk about just the Splinter franchise as a whole. I recently bought the first game. I had never played it, and I played a little bit of it. I haven't finished it, but it's kind of awkward because going into the game, I played the hell out of Chaos Theory. I played the PS2 version. I played the HD version on the 360, where it adds in the new level sections and it adds in new lighting and new effects. So I played the heck out of Chaos Theory. I've beaten the game dozens of times. And it's kind of strange going back to the first Splinter Cell because they give you so few gadgets, and there's and then there are some AI issues and some different issues with that. It's kind of awkward playing the first one. Not saying that it's a bad game, but I wish I had played that one first. I feel like that would have been better, because going back and having the freedom in the third game, it just feels kind of awkward in the first game. I feel so constricted. But it is a good game. Don't get me wrong, it is a good game. I would just say if you haven't played, if you ever plan on playing the later ones, but you do eventually want to play the old ones, play the old ones first. Kind of see how the game progresses. I haven't played I played like a few minutes of the second one, but I don't remember much of it. But I've heard the second one is pretty similar to the first one, besides better graphics. But yeah. A lot of people would say that the third one, Chaos Theory, is the best one in the franchise. I pretty much would agree with that. I think that the third one was fantastic. I love that game. I do think that the earlier games could have had better storytelling. I think the game that was perfect. I think Splinter Cell Conviction for me had the best story out of all of them. But I think that as far as gameplay, I think Chaos Theory, or you maybe could say the Double Agent, the next gen version Double Agent, or the 360 PS3 version Double Agent had the best gameplay as far as because I know you could do more stuff in that one. And the graphics were better, but really Chaos Theory was the best one. Great game. And it really was the height of the franchise. Double Agent was good as well. In my opinion, it was kind of more of Chaos Theory with just much better graphics. And one thing I like about Double Agent was that I think the levels got better. I think that the presentation of the game was much better. And I like how there were daytime levels. There were different type of levels, and just a really good game. Now, Conviction is where they did the most changes. As you guys know, Conviction got delayed a lot. It got delayed by I think even several years or something like that. It got delayed and because at first they had a different take on Sam where he was gonna be doing fighting people head to head, and I think they kind of realized this isn't really Splinter Cell, and so they changed it to what is known to what today is Conviction. And in my opinion, Conviction is a great game. It is. It's a really good game. I do kind of feel like it is very dumbed down. Very dumbed down, actually. It's still fun. In the kind of, it's just a fun game to play. But I think as a hardcore stealth game, Conviction is not a hardcore stealth game. It's more of a stealth / action adventure more than a hardcore stealth. Which the other games had action adventure elements in them too, but I just mean this one is probably, I would even say, is more of an action adventure with stealth with it's like an action adventure with stealth mechanics, if that makes sense. Instead of being a stealth game with action mechanics. It's kind of the other way around. What was I going to say? But yeah, I do think as far as a story, I think it's more. I think I like the stories with Sam Fisher where it's more personal, where it's more about it's more personal for Sam. It's more about Sam, or the story is more understandable. You understand where it's going. You may not understand all like the little Pacific stuff, but you kind of get it. Okay, so Sam doing this. Okay, he's searching for his daughter. Okay, there's some kind of third echelon's been taken over. These guys are playing something big. That guy was a mole. His daughter's death was faked. You kind of get it. You kind of get it. And I like that. I like that. I like it when I feel like I'm going towards something instead of just here's another okay, there's some terrorists and this and that and this and that and you're here and go find this dude and talk to him. You know, I like it when I actually feel like I'm in the moment. I'm in the story. So as far as I think Conviction does a better job of that, even though I feel like it was very short. Now I do know that half of the story mode was taken for the co-op on the multiplayer, but even then, even with that, I still feel like the campaign is only 7. You can beat Conviction in a single night. You really can. You can beat the game in like 4 hours. It's ridiculous. It's a fun 4 hours, but it's just too short. I feel like if anything, it should have been at least another 3 or 4 levels longer. For the story mode. But it is a good game. And I think in Blacklist, and I actually traded in my Blacklist. I wish I hadn't, because now I kind of miss it. But I think Blacklist tried to bring back what made Splinter Cell great. He tried to bring back the goggles, because in Conviction, you don't really get the goggles back. It's like the end of the game, and you really only get like the night vision or the sonar vision, or whatever. But they brought the goggles back. They brought back you can hide bodies. You could choose to kill or not kill. Like, I like that. I was like, finally, they brought back the mechanics that made the original Splinter Cell great, and then they added some new things. Like, you can choose to go out and go guns blazing, or you can choose, and they gave you points for whatever decision that you chose. So you can play your play style, and if you did good enough in your play style, you were awarded like a gold standard or whatever. And I like that. I like the fact that, okay, it's still a stealth game, but you can choose to do what you want. But let's be real, though. When people buy Splinter Cell, they don't think, oh, I'm going to run around and shoot people. They think I'm going to take people out from the shadows. I still think that Blacklist, while it was I think it was a much better, as far as gameplay, I think it was much better handled than Conviction. I think that them breaking back some of the things that made to make the old games great, I think that was good. I think that, like I said, as far as the new Sam Fisher, new voice actor, I didn't mind. At first it was a little awkward, but now I don't mind it as much. I do miss his voice though. I wish I had kept his voice. I think that would have been better. But like I said, I like the game. I like it. I like the new crews. I like how Coben is kind of part of the team, you'd say, even though he's kind of evil. But and I'm excited to see what will be the next gen version. But yeah, like I said, I like the game. Some of my main complaints, like I said, the story, while it's good, like I said, it's still one of those things where it kind of goes back into that old style of like, there's some terrorists, they're attacking different places, go stop them. That's pretty much the story, and I feel like it didn't have as much meat as the Conviction did, and I'm waiting for them to blend the two together, have a good meaty story with great gameplay. Once they blend those two together, they have the perfect Splinter Cell game. Another thing that I was disappointed in was that I heard they say they were going to make DLC for the game, which they never really did. There were some supply drops, some multiplayer stuff, but like I'm talking about like adding on like real missions and like maybe like a new story DLC or something. I thought there was going to be like actual like real DLC. Oh yeah, and as far as the multiplayer, they brought back Spies versus Mercs, but in my opinion, it wasn't the same. Like in the old and Double Agent, like you can hack stuff, you can hack the stuff from a distance, and it was all about hiding in the air vents and trying to find a good place to do it. In a new one, you have to stand right in front of them, and I feel like the maps aren't really well designed for it because there's really like, especially when you're playing as a spy, there are some areas where there's no place to hide without getting caught. And I don't like it as much. I don't think it was done as well as the Double Agent was. What else? I haven't played much of the older multiplayer. I played some co-op with a friend. I do like the co-op, like the whole infiltration wave mode. I think that's fun. Now let's talk about what I want from the future, from the next gen Splinter Cell, because I think it has been confirmed that they are talking. Ubisoft is working on the next gen. They haven't announced anything yet, but they say they are. It will be made. Here's what I want to see. First, I do think that the stealth needs to get even more back to what it used to be. Like, they brought back the goggles, they brought back the hiding the bodies, they brought back the play, to have your own play style. You can choose to kill, you can choose not to. Now they need to bring back the lighting, like how you could be like the lighting meter, how you could kind of be in light, you can kind of be in the darkness and kind of in between, and also how like. Even if in old games, even if you were crouching, you still like your footsteps still made a certain level of noise. Like, they need to bring that back. Bring the noise meter and the lighting meter. Bring that two stuff back. I would say yeah, definitely bring that back. That I would say mostly that, and then what I want them to take away is I want them to take away the ammo crates. Like, how like in every level, like when you reach a checkpoint, you can kind of refill your ammo and stuff at the ammo crates at every checkpoint. I think that needs to go, because I've noticed that it makes the game a little too easy. I would prefer it where you choose your gadgets at the beginning, and then what you have at the beginning, you have to use the entire level. That's how it used to be. Like, that's how it used to be. What you chose, and you could find little stuff, throughout the level, but you had to explore. Don't just give the players the ammo. Make them find it in the level. How about that? Make them find, two pair of sticky shockers. Make them find the weapon. Excuse me. I think that'll be better. And then on top of that, I would say, just improve the AI. I do like the new enemy types, like the armored enemies and stuff. I would say, bring them back. And I'd say even play around with new enemy types. I don't really know what else you guys could do, but you guys figure something out. What else? Also, I can't remember if they had it in the in Blacklist with the cam. I think they did. They did have the cameras. The whole camera stuff in Blacklist. I think they did. Well, yeah, bring the camera stuff back. Like when you can get caught by the camera. And I would say, where you can kind of shoot it out and it'll be stunned temporarily and stuff. Like, bring all that back. In my opinion, once you do that, you've got a good game. And now, as far as the story, like I said, for continue the story, I would say make it meatier, and not just here terrorists, go fight them. Like, make it like really engaging, with a good villain, with a good engaging villain. But yeah, I think that'll be it for it. I would say the game needs to run. In my opinion, it needs to be 1080p, 60 frames a second. I don't want to hear no 720, 30 frames. Make the game perform well. It needs to be next gen only, no last gen. It needs to be next gen only. It needs to be a real next gen experience, please. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts on the Splinter Cell franchise. I do think they are back on track. I don't think they're out of the woods yet, but I do think that they are back on track, and I would like to see them to continue to get back on track and so we can get back to making the franchise great again. Like I said, the franchise was never bad. I just kind of feel like they tried new things, but I feel like they kind of lost their way as far as the gameplay. But I do like the fact that they are bringing it back slowly to what it used to be. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys enjoy the Splinter Cell franchise? For some of you younger audiences out there, do you guys even remember or were even born to even know the old Splinter Cell style? Leave the comments below, subscribe. And like I said, I'll have a PS4 tomorrow. I said in my previous video, in my gamer tag, or I guess my tag name will be Curtin2244. Pretty much the same thing as my YouTube channel, except instead of 6693, it's 2244. Pretty much, if you have it on Xbox, you know who I am. Yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Curtin6693 out. Peace.